Hey, what's up guys, TechTine here, and this is the all-new Nokia G400 5G. So quickly before we begin, I just want to take a second and thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like, a comment, and all that good stuff. It's much appreciated. Okay, so let's talk about this phone. And Nokia has been releasing phones like it's nobody's business, which is good for them. I mean, I'm glad that they're trying to push for another comeback. But this is one of their budget lineups. So this is the Nokia G400 5G, and it cost around $270. So the design of it has, well, first the back has this kind of a glossy material that is slippery, and if you zoom in, you'll see that it has also these accents. They don't have any texture or anything like that. They're just there for aesthetics. And the top has a triple camera setup, but more on that later, so stay tuned. And as you can see, the camera does protrude quite a bit, so it's not going to sit flat on a table. And the bottom has the following. So you have a headphone jack, your microphone, your fast USB-C port, as well as a bottom-facing speaker, and we're going to get a listen to that also. And the right-hand side does house your power button / fingerprint and your volume up and down. Now, the back is made out of glossy material, but the sides do help out with the grip just a little bit, right? And they're really nicely made. It feels really good in the hand, so definitely gets a thumbs up from me. Now, moving on as far as the display goes, this is a IPS 1080p panel, so it's a 6.58 inch, if we want to be exact, IPS panel. It's a nice display. It's not the best that I've ever seen, but definitely they did not skimp out on the display. So 1080p full HD and quality, high resolution, does what you would expect from a display at this price point. So no OLED, disappointing, maybe for some people, maybe for not. At the end of the day, this is only a $270 device. Now, here's what you get with it. You get 120 hertz refresh rate. So if you go to the settings, they do have it on 60 hertz by default to save battery, but you can definitely change it to the adaptive, which can refresh your page to up to 120 hertz. You don't see that in a $270 smartphone. Let's be real. This is a nice feature to have on this display. Awesome. So what that does is that it will make your experience just smoother and much more intuitive, much more faster as far as opening and closing apps. Okay, now as far as the experience when it comes to media consumption, watching videos, scrolling through social media, look, the display delivers. Like I said, it definitely is a quality panel. Not the best, but does what you would expect it to do consistently, right? The high refresh rate is nice to have. The display 1080p, it's not 2K or 4K or crazy resolution, but at the end of the day, listen, $270 doesn't get any better than that. So here's a quick sample of how the speaker sounds, and I'll tell you what I think about it after. Hey, what's up guys, TechTine here, and let me ask you a quick question. Well, this is the review of the Galaxy A23 5G. That's what the title says. So the speaker isn't I feel like the speaker is the part where they did cut corners. So it's not really that good of a speaker. But listen, it does the job fairly well. And you do get a headphone jack if you need it. Or you can just use a Bluetooth headphones. Works as well. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about the speaker. Okay. Now let's flip the page and switch to the camera system. So we do have a triple camera setup, and the main sensor on the camera is a 48 megapixels. You also have an ultra wide at 5 megapixels and a standard lens at and a macro lens at 2 megapixels. Here's what I want to test out, right? So we don't have any optical image stabilization, which is kind of disappointing, but they do have a couple of features here and there. So first, the viewfinder is what you would expect, simple, straight to the point. The only thing that I have a problem with as far as taking pictures is that it's slower than other devices within the price range. So definitely something to keep in mind, but that can also be fixed with a quick software update. So maybe in the future, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But as of right now, Just had to mention it. Okay, so you do also have a feature when you're recording a video that helps out with wind noise. So it's supposed to block out the wind when you're recording video. I will test out that feature in a separate video when I do my camera review, so stay tuned for that. But that's a quick summary behind the camera. I'm still doing testing on it, so definitely be sure to stay tuned. The camera review will be coming really soon. Now let's move on to specs. So as far as the specs go, you do have a 2.2 gigahertz octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 480 Plus chip, so it does support 5G, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and a standard 64 gigabytes of storage. You also have 5,000 milliamp hour battery. So a big battery. They promise to last up to 2 days. We'll see. But as far as the processor, the RAM, it launches apps smoothly. So it launches regular apps smoothly. So the performance seems to be decent as far as I'm concerned. But again, more testing is required to make a final judgment. Overall, seems like a pretty affordable and good package, right? A good camera sensor, supposedly, we'll see about that. A really good display. I don't need to spend any more time with it to determine that. And overall, just does what you would expect it to do consistently. And as far as I'm concerned, so far, this seems to be a pretty good device for $270. Definitely going to put it through its paces. So for that video, make sure you stay subscribed, stay tuned, and I will definitely catch you guys in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching. See you in the next.